Yeah. Okay. This will give you guys a better picture of what you're looking at here. So here's Apple, for example. We'll start with this stock. So you've got a stock is either on sale, watch, or overpriced. You can see Apple's watch because of the margin of safety is a little lower. I'll
Mm-hmm.
give context there. So a stock is on sale, and I'll show you, like, I'll go to my watch list here so you can get an idea of what's what. But you've got, like, so Airbnb is actually on sale. You've got AMN Healthcare, I see, is on sale. We've got, here we go, Chipotle, nice, on sale. Um, Enphase
What's
is on
Chipotle
sale.
trading
So,
at now? 2,300. Jesus.
yeah, right. That share price
Yeah.
is up there. So you've got, I'll jump back to Apple here. So a stock is on sale if the score is 50 or higher and the margin of safety is 50% or higher. The margin of safety, what we do there is we calculate the fair value using the EPS growth rate over 4 or 5 years. If we can't get that many years,
Mm-hmm.
like for example, it's an IPO stock, we try to get a minimum of 3 quarters. Um, so those are the main numbers. Then you have the 4M here in the dead center. You can see here that's pretty good, like 84
Mm-hmm.
on Apple solid. We'll go to the 4M confidence booster page. We'll see people are starting to do different, and the score will be different each time. The reason is we look at different companies in the same sector and industry. So, for example, let's go to CRM. We can
Okay,
just
so
run
like
through
if
this.
how it's performing relative to its own sector is
Yeah, yeah.
gotcha.
So here's a demo of how this works. So it sets the tone, like what are we doing here? You've got margin of safety, meaning, moat, and management. What do each of those mean? We'll go to get started. Here's, because you got to gamify it. Like, what
Right.
score are you
Yeah.
going for? Yep. So we're going for 100. I went through those earlier. Low, anything 59 or lower is low. All right. So here we go. We're getting started. So margin of safety, we can see we're at 61, which is pretty good. But the margin of safety in Salesforce is 0. This tells us that EPS, the profitability, is not increasing as much as we'd like. So that's why it's watched. Doesn't mean it's a
Gotcha.
bad stock.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me there. Doesn't mean it's a bad stock, but it's just worth paying attention to. And we get to the meaning. This, we had an old 4M in the past. You kind of had to do your homework on this on your own, but check this out. We'll let AI go to work. It's going to
Huh.
take a few seconds and then it's going to start typing. Here we go. All right. I love that software as a service.
Uh-huh.
So it gives you a nice summary of the business model. How does it make money? How many different revenue streams? This is important because you don't want to invest in a company that has one revenue stream. If that leg of the table is pulled out, you have an issue. All right. So
Right.
the revenue scalability it's a 3.7. It could be better. We look at the scalability, but we also look at the profitability behind the scenes, including like return on invested capital,
Mm-hmm.
return on assets, return on equity. That's more behind the scenes stuff. But it could be a touch better. I've seen better. And this, just for context of this, 4M is very rigorous. I've never gotten 100 out of 100. That's probably impossible.
Okay.
So it's very, very hard. Yeah.
That's
All
probably a
right.
good thing then. That means that your scale is right, probably.
We make it hard. Create a lot of rigor. Software engineering and corporate
Right.
world really teaches you that. All right. We use the alpha to compare against the market. So you
Okay.
can see they have outperformed the market the last 5 years. That's great. All right. Then we're almost done here with them. Excuse me here. Let me grab some water.
Mm-hmm.
Getting over that sinus infection. All right. So with the meaning of the business model, this is important. As Warren Buffett states, wise investors should invest in what they know. I would say I
Mm-hmm.
know Salesforce very, very well. So I'm going to put very high. I always tell my audience this. I usually go very low for pharma. I don't love pharma because government regulations can tank a pharma company
Oh
overnight.
yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I also don't know enough about the manufacturing processes. I really don't know enough. So I always put very low for pharma.
All I know
Um,
with pharma is the cost to get a drug to market is so extremely high and so fraught with risk that it's really it's really like throwing darts.
Right? Like anybody comes to me with like a business idea and they say, I want to start a pharma business. I'm like, no, no,
Hmm.
you don't.
Nah.
Try again.
Right.
This is pretty cool. This is the mode screen. Prior version of 4M, you had to do it manually. Now check this out. It will grab four other companies in the same sector in industry, and then it ranks them in 5 different categories. So let's see where this ranks up against. In the summary, we can see we're tied for
Let's
first
see.
with watch. The score, we're tied. Oh, nice. We're second. There's a
That's
tie for third there.
that's funny
Okay.
that Lyft is in that group. I wouldn't have picked Lyft
It's in
to.
this, I know it is in the same sector industry. So one of the two.
Hmm.
But keep in mind, every
Damn,
time you do,
Unity's getting hammered on.
yeah. Oh gosh, 22. That's a
Yeah.
that's a struggling business model right there. Okay, so with this, uh, the score, they're second place, decent margin of safety. Yeah, they're 0, so they're tied for third. Revenue
Hmm.
scalability. Okay, so they're second. That's pretty good against the others. And then alpha, we can
That's
see they
really
are third.
it's really slick. I kind of like this.
Nice, thank you.
That's a lot of information, like right at your fingertips there, and it looks like it's useful information. Like ranking against peers is definitely something that I don't think
Yeah,
people do enough of. I know I don't. Starting
sure.
to now as I learn more.
Well, I'll show you other parts of the tool here in a second, because I'm actually curious myself to see what kind of score we get. All right, so that was the
Hmm.
moat. Now we're at management. We're almost done. Similar to the beginning, AI is going to go to work, wants to find out the accomplishments of management. How effective is management? And we also use that, like I said earlier, that return on invested capital, return on assets, because they're actually good numerical measures or tools to measure a CEO's impact. You can see here a little low, 2.5. Okay, so it could be a bit better
I
there with
wondered.
Mark.
'Cause I was actually expecting that to be a little low because don't they go through that? Like they had the co-CEO thing going on for a while that kind of
Yes,
failed, and it seems like every time they trained a replacement for Mark Bidoff, is that his name?
Benioff. Yeah, Benioff.
Benioff.
You
It
got
seems
it.
like every time they train a replacement for him, he ends up leaving because Mark doesn't want to leave either.
I want a co-CEO, but I don't. Like which
Right.
is it? That
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
how that goes. All
It's
right,
hard
we're
to
almost
keep
done
good
here.
leadership though if there's nowhere to go. If you can't go up.
Yes, yes. I know the co-CEO situation is working pretty well at Netflix. You've got
Hmm.
Ted Sarandos and drawing a blank another guy, but this is our last screen before we get the final score. So we
I
actually
love
used the
that.
Glassdoor.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll love this. So check this out. This took a little homework, but get this: stocks with a company score greater than 3.7 on average outperform the market by 6%, and stocks with a
Hmm.
CEO approval greater than 73% have on average outperformed the market by 8%. So it tells you that happier employees actually produce better returns in the market.
That's shocking, especially when you're doing a customer service based model.
Right?
Right.
Let's treat our employees with respect. How about that?
Exactly.
All right. So what's cool is it is one of those things like we talked to Glassdoor, like, hey, do you have a API so we can connect you directly and just do this for our customers? And the answer is no, they do not.
Hmm.
So we do link over. You can skip this step so people can reduce the friction, and we'll kind of use calculations behind the scenes. But in this case, I'll just punch in actually 4.1 and a 77. So that does beat both numbers, actually.
Yeah.
So they're not too mad, but
Hmm.
room for improvement. All right, let's see what we get. 58. Interesting. Okay, so
Okay.
the margin of safety could be a lot better. We do know that. The meaning of the moat,
Hmm.
that's the strong part of this model, but the management margin of safety a bit low. So this is actually 58, that 59 or lower. So um, I would maybe look for other stocks. Doesn't mean like if you're holding the stock, if you should sell it, I'd probably ride it up. But
Just means don't be looking to add just yet. There's going to be a better
yeah,
opportunity.
it exactly. Um, so
And yeah,
this
that's
this
the other
gives
thing
you
that, like you just said there, like there's no absolutes when it comes to investing or the stock
yeah
market. There's only probabilities. You want as many things on You want as many winds blowing in your direction as you can.
That's yeah, you nailed it. It's our audience resonates with one keyword more than anything, and that's confidence. Like the more confidence they
Mm-hmm.
can have moving forward, great. Um, so with that in mind, you got this main page here. You can kind of play with your like this is the one chart we have because we don't do trading. We're all about value investing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's go ahead to we do have analyst ratings. So you can see, about a second to load run. There we go. You can see what other analysts are saying, where the stock is going, like potential price targets, financials, charts. Give it
Do
a second to load here.
you invert the? I have a hard time trusting an analyst anymore these days. Every time I see somebody talking about trying to talk up a stock, I'm more worried about them trying to sell it to me.
You know what? You're right. That's why we don't factor analyst ratings into our ticker score because we only look at the numbers. Just cut right to the
Mm-hmm.
math there, and then the 4M looks at, of course, with a little help from ChatGPT, looks like at the revenue streams and CEO and whatnot. But here's you can get an idea what the charts look like. We look at, like I mentioned, revenue, net income, EPS, but you can kind of flip through those. We have earnings calendar. This is cool because you can click these little calendars and add it right to your, like I use Google Calendar, but you can pick your
Oh,
calendar.
that's neat. Yeah.
Yeah, so you get notifications the day of like, hey, here's today. Apple's earnings report is today. Um, yeah,
That's awesome.
ratios. This is interesting for some people. You can see their executive compensation. Um, see what
Oh
people
yeah.
are earning. Holdings, this is kind of cool. You can see in the last 24 hours, like, okay, so, or the last change, I should say, like Vanguard, when did they add more or get rid of?
Oh, that's super
And
interesting. Do you have
here's
insiders
your,
on there too?
not insiders yet. That's on our
Okay.
roadmap.
Yeah.
Here's that trade journal you mentioned. I'll just say note for CRM. With today's date, you add a note and it will stick. It'll show that summary,
Mm-hmm.
score, and margin of safety all right there. It's stamped. And of course you can pin it if you want to pin to the top or you want to edit or delete. So
And I assume you can
the
sort
left
those
nav
by
here gives you
ticker.
what's that?
I assume you can sort all those notes by like ticker. So like that note is attached to Salesforce. If I wanted to go look and see all my Salesforce notes, I could pull those up.
That's what we're going to be working on, is adding it to our left nav here, so you
Yeah.
could click trade journal. Yeah, right now it's just sitting. It's embedded within one of the whatever
Mm-hmm.
stock you go to. So yeah, like the left nav here will give you good perspective, like ETFs, crypto. Now crypto we don't analyze. We just use it as a marketing play to bring crypto traders into our platform.
Right.
And you can create alerts against it. Like for example, down here you can set alerts on stocks, ETFs, and crypto. So you keep everything in one location. That's one thing that bugs me about like Yahoo Finance and other platforms, is like, I want all my alerts in one clean location. Is that too much to ask
Right.
for?
Oh God,
So
yeah, that's a great point.
yeah, I've got that all right here. And then the portfolio trackers, I've got different portfolios I created here. And yeah, I'll show you one more thing here. The ETFs, this is kind of cool. We'll go to this one here, iShares Semiconductor. It shows a breakdown of like how many on sale stocks, looks like 51%, how many watch, how many overpriced.
Oh, that's really cool.
And then you can see like the top holdings, like what's the
Mm-hmm.
weight, and then what is that stock? Like, okay, that's an on sale stock and it's got a 78. And you can see the industry and sector as well. So yeah,
Ah,
a bunch of cool stuff within. So
I can't imagine what that spreadsheet looked like before you turn this into the
it it
platform.
was actually just the stocks table. Right now, you'll see this pop up. We got about 31,000 stocks, but you can create whatever filters you want, and then you can save those filters. Like for example, let's go to like hidden gems. This is on sale mid cap stocks in the U.S. currency. You can see that brought it down to 307. So those, for example, these might be cool like breakout stocks to really pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool. It's saved. But yeah, the Excel sheet was really just this screen you
Right.
see here without fancy filters and column. You can like rearrange columns. People love doing that.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, exactly. Turn them on and off. Like if you want to get
Hmm.
rid of noise, right? And then on the left here, you can see you can add notes, you can add alerts. All like, yeah, one clean location. So yeah, that was the Excel sheet was the first version of this screen here. Cool.
That's pretty impressive what you put together there.
Thank you.
So the website again is Tykr. People want to check that out.
Yeah,
TYKR.com. You guys got any
tykr.com.
deals or specials going?
Yes, actually, we do have a special right now for any yearly plan. Use top 50 to get 50% off. Top
Top
50.
five
Yep.
zero.
Yep. You got to capitalize TOP, and that'll get you 50% off for a year on any yearly plan. And that'll be important because a lot of people are looking forward to that mobile app coming here in January.
Yeah, and it looks like you got other stuff coming in soon. Looking at your features sheet here too.